Hello, hi, this is Kelly. Let me introducing a different book that if you have interest in buying in Chinese, somebody can read. Regarding I Ching, I will show you guys. Okay, I have a several one. This one is good called 梅花心意入门详解. 梅花心意. That's the one we're using the time when we try to draw the hexagram. Okay, and the basic book we have 易卦真易, 易卦真易, okay, 易卦真易. Then this one is really good. They introduce um, each hexagram, what it means and stuff like that. Is for 讲问天. 讲问天 is the one right there. It's called 易经 Key, okay, 易理要. And selling in the Taiwan, selling in the Taiwan, maybe I'm online, you can check, you type in the Chinese words, they may be able to get it, but it's front of a Taiwan train station in Taipei City. Okay, there are whole street, Chongqing Nanlu, whole street is the bookstore. It's the front of the Taipei rail station in Taipei City. Okay, and that's just in case you guys will travel to Taiwan and they have like the whole street. And I like to hang out there when I was a young girl. And you can just read book and you can stand up there reading the book and stuff like that. Okay, and so it's good to buy. They have a different type of the book. Um, they're selling that probably 100 bookstore all in one street. Okay, so you can buy any kind you want if somebody will translate it for you. Okay, and today I want to explain because I think there's confusing when we're using I Ching and we were thinking, oh, if we draw the hexagram, and can I really read uh, the uh, the things that I want to ask that say 5 years later or 10 years later or 2, 3 years later? The answer is possibility, but unlikely. Except you want to read the certain trend is okay. It is possible, but the the accuracy sometimes not that well. The reason is because when this time goes by, there's a lot of change. So our thought sometimes can change in the things. So nothing is exactly supposed to be the way, and we can see the trend. But if you have a long periods of time, it will change in the result sometimes. Okay, so usually we say a year, within a year, like a seasoning, like winter and stuff. And however, if we want to see how the luck is, the life, like when I will have money and where direction I go, what kind of occupation is it fit me, and by particular, the qi will go every 5 to 10 years. Okay, 5 to 10 years. So if you want to use the I Ching, it's hard to ask 5 to 10 years this long, because if you are in transition, it's okay. Like you ask, he tell you what's going on. But if you are in the particular 5 years trend in there, nothing actually will change. This is why, and there's in I Ching is one method. There's other method called 八字. 八字 is A words, A words. Okay, and the A words contain the qi when you born. Okay, when you born and the qi, and they will give you a trend every 5 to 10 years, rest of your life, which direction you might go. Okay, so by that, and we need to look at 5 elements. When we see 5 elements, for example, if I at wood. Actually, I'm in the wood. Okay, and that I can use wood, cut earth. Okay, so earth is my money because I can control anything. I can control symboling the money. Just like even in I Ching book inside, and each hexagram has their five elements. You have your own five elements. Then you will see which hexagram the five elements that is that you heard. You like, for example, if your wood, and then earth is the one you cut. So against, so earth is represent money. Okay, and also the one born you. For example, your wood, water nourish wood. So any five element in water that represent your parents, or the person who is older generation that will nourish you. And in the same level, wood is your brother. If you're in Wu, like I'm in Wu, Yang Wu is brother, in Wu would be sister. Okay, and your friends also in the same level, they are all wood. Okay, and the one you nourish like wood, nourish fire, and fire would be your children. Okay, they represent your children because this thing is very important because we are going to see inside your hexagram the five elements laid up, and then you see which one is moving and which one is changing yao and stuff like that. If they represent your children or your older generation or your friends, then you can see what happened. Because if we don't get that right, five elements into the, if we don't get the five element into this hexagram, nothing gonna to be real accurate, really. Okay, however, there's a book, that's what I'm saying. In American translate book, I don't see they have a five hexagram set up in set up right next to their hexagram. But in Chinese book, for example, this one, okay, this one called 我天大有. That's what last time I explained. 我天大有. Okay, so you can see the first one is fire, the second one is earth, the third one, first one is lower part, is water, the second one is wood, okay, third one is earth, the then four yao is metal, and the fifth yao is earth, and sixth yao is fire. Okay, and they give you the five your relative right in here. The one is son, grandson, wife, money, parents, brothers, parents, and this one is husband. Okay, so you can see, can you see? Okay, and so then they set up with this one. They also set up yourself. Yourself is 四. Okay, it's here. It's yourself. Yourself sit on the parents' yao. Okay, so then we know we are in a leader position, or we are in this yao. We are in the position that is probably will lead people instead. People lead us. Okay, so you can see, and also parents in I Ching, parents mean writing. Okay, so that means people who have lots literature ability. Okay, so you can see that the whole thing is, if you want to figure out what will happen, and you need to have five elements into this hexagram, and it was too big a job. I'm not able to translate all that because, but if interesting, you buy the book in Asian, or somebody translated, and then there are five elements and six relative inside the hexagram. Okay, and that's what I think they lack of that in American style of the book. Okay, and basically actually very important because you such elements you and represent yourself, your character, and they also explain what timing, like a springtime, or like a springtime is for wood and stuff like that. That water is for winter, and the four season, and also contain yin yang. They will tell you which one is yin, which one is yang. Of course, yin yang what's matter. Of course, it's matter, but let me give it to you example next video.